Hi everyone, I'm John Swan with highlights from the Romeo Bulldog versus Henry Ford II varsity football game this past week, right here on WBRW-TV. Both teams, the Bulldogs and the Falcons, entered Friday's game undefeated at 3-0. Both teams featured potent offenses, having averaged over 33 points per game. The big difference was that the Bulldog defenses only allowed 6 total points to be scored on them. Some were saying this was the game for the MAC White Championship.
I understand that maybe Ford was talking that this was for the league championship and stuff, and we've been just talking all year, it's about us each week, and so I think our kids have been pretty focused on what they need to do to a man to keep getting better.
And I was told before the game that it was number 21, Brad Tanner's birthday. Well, the game opened with Romeo kicking off to the Falcons, and after a quick 3-and-out, the Bulldogs took over at their own 25. Passes by Paul Hurley to Butcher and Tanner, along with 3 running plays, set up this 1st and 10 at the Falcon 15. A quick snap and a perfect Hurley pass to Tanner in the end zone got the Dogs on the board quickly. The PAT was good, and it was time to see how the Falcons would answer. Their second possession ended after 6 plays as the Bulldog D came up big on 3rd and 17 as Jacob Herndon and Joey Myers forced quarterback Nolan Rieger into throwing an incomplete pass. So we're still in the first quarter as the Dogs take over. Lucas Shimon picks up 9 yards, followed by the fancy running of Tanner for another 30 yards. This drive was finished off by the big little guy, Dominic Pongerno, as he showed his running prowess with a 23-yard blast for a touchdown. The Falcons, not giving up yet, tried a little trickery with this lateral to the near sideline where Dominic Fischelli was waiting. The Dogs read the play perfectly, tipped Fischelli's pass, and came down with the interception. Now the Bulldogs couldn't take advantage of the play, and the quarter ended with the score Romeo 14 and Henry Ford II 0. Now, the second quarter was pretty much just back and forth, with the Dog defense denying the Falcons any yardage. Early on, Brad Tanner was off to the races on this play as he gained a quick 6 yards and a first down for Romeo. With about 4 minutes left in the half, the Dogs used other weapons besides Tanner. Runs by Shimon and Jackson Butcher, along with a completed pass to number 17, Nate Gralski. The Dogs capped the drive with 2 runs by Shimon, who found the end zone with just over a minute to play in the half. The Falcons were starting to get a bit frustrated as they took a penalty on the kickoff. Again, they went 3-and-out as number 33, Anthony Quaz, blocked the pass attempt by Rieger. So with 32 seconds left in the half, a 21-0 lead, and you're going to get the kick to start the third, you take a knee and go to the locker room, right? Yeah, I don't think so, not the Bulldogs. Hurley finds, yep, you guessed it, the birthday boy, Brad Tanner, with a perfect strike, and he's in for another Romeo touchdown. And at the half, it's Romeo 28, Henry Ford II 0. So halftime, we're going to take a brief break, and we'll be right back.
Are you ready for some Bulldog football?
Okay, hi everybody. Once again, I'm John Swan, and these are highlights from the Romeo Bulldog versus Henry Ford II football game from this past week. As we begin the second half, the Bulldog D had yet to allow the Falcons to cross the 50, and Brad Tanner had 2 touchdowns and over 135 yards in offense. The Dogs start at their own 35. After receiving a penalty, Hurley connects with Mitch Heimbach for 45 yards, followed by a run from Tanner. This set up an 11-yard TD strike to Shimon to give the Dogs a commanding 35-0 lead. The Falcon offense got on track, chipping away at the Dog defense this time. They finally crossed the 50-yard line into Romeo territory with almost 3 minutes gone in the third. The lone offensive bright spot for the Falcons was about 2 minutes later with the clock running, where quarterback Rieger connected with Dominic Fischelli on 2nd and 12 from the Dog 17 for the TD. The Bulldogs didn't want to give up the big lead and quickly struck back on a run by Hurley and a 30-yard TD pass to Heimbach. A well-defended play, but the Dogs are now up 42-7. The Falcon offense was getting desperate to put points on the board as Rieger airs one out, only to have it picked off by number 28, Andrew Smith. With 3:18 left in the third and the Dogs deep in Falcon territory at the 35, Bongiorno and Goralski attacked on the ground, with Bongiorno getting the final blast from the 22 for the touchdown. The clock ticked down, and at the end of 3, it was Romeo 49, Henry Ford II 7. So with a comfortable lead and the defense looking as strong as ever, the backup started to make an appearance. Number 2, David Snade, took over at quarterback. A bit of rust showed as the Dogs fumbled a handoff, which was recovered by number 7, Trevor Sarhan. Talking with a student from Ford who plays football for them, Sarhan suffers from diabetes and is working hard to overcome it and play football. So hats off to that young man. The defense stayed strong as the Falcons were threatening with 1st and 10 at the Dog 24. Watch the pursuit here by number 64, Zach Phelps, and number 25, Davion Cameron, as they hunt down the ball carrier for a loss. Next, it's number 15, Austin Malchachewski's turn, as he forced another loss on this tackle. So 4th and 24 from the 38, and Ford goes for it. But once again, Malchachewski is there to pick off the pass and end the threat. The final drive for the Dogs saw number 30, Joel Smith, picking up 36 yards on 2 carries before Romeo ended the game. Great way for Brad Tanner to celebrate his birthday with a 49-7 victory.
I don't want to be tackled. I want to score every time I get the ball. So, I mean, I just go out there and go as hard as I can, you know.
So now with your Bulldogs at 4-0, averaging 39.8 points a game and only allowing 3.3, we get ready to host the Lance Cruz Lancers for the annual Watchdog Cancer fundraising game. So don't forget, if you buy one of the t-shirts, it is also your ticket to get into the game. Well, that reminds me, I got to stop at Fam's later to get mine. With that, once again, I'm John Swan, and this has been Bulldog Sports Highlights right here on WBRW TV. Thanks for watching, and go Dogs!